Hi everyone! So in this video we're going to go ahead and talk about different types of ions and how we can use them in ionic compounds. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so the first type we've actually discussed previously are cations. And cations are positively charged ions and they tend to be metal ions. Now, one big exception that you're going to see in this unit is ammonium. So ammonium is something called a polyatomic ion. We'll talk about that soon. That is positively charged. So its formula is NH4 plus 1. So it's a positive cation, but it actually has nonmetals in it. So we also have anions, and these are negatively charged ions, and these tend to be nonmetals. So the next type of ion we have is something called a monatomic ion, which is an ion involving only one atom. So S minus 2 or Na plus 1. In both of these cases, we have just one ion present, so those are called monatomic, mon meaning one. We also have polyatomic ions, and polyatomic ions have two or more atoms that are grouped together, and overall that whole compound has a charge to it. And these atoms may be the same element or may be different elements. So we have O2 minus 2, which is peroxide, OH minus 1, which is hydroxide, CO3 minus 2, which is carbonate, and that ammonium I talked about earlier, NH4 plus 1. In all of those cases, those atoms function together with that charge to form an ion. So polyatomic ions, multiple atoms bonded together to form an ion. Okay, so here's a list of some common polyatomic ions that you should be familiar with. You also have a list of these ions in your notes, so make sure you refer to those when you're doing the worksheets. Acetate, I want to point out, it can be written in multiple different ways, but in each case, it has the same number of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen atoms. They're just kind of rearranged a little bit with how they're written down. Ammonium is the only positive polyatomic ion you need to know about. All the rest are going to be anions. Okay, so some memory tips to help with all these polyatomic ions. The first one, SOSOCU -2. Okay, so sulfate, sulfite, carbonate, and peroxide, which is just oxygen, have a -2 charge. So hopefully that will make it a little bit easier to keep those straight. And then also, if you look at the names like nitrate versus nitrite or sulfate versus sulfite, 8 names, the ones that end in ATE, have one more oxygen than the ite version of the name. So the way that I remember it, when you eat, you get bigger. So 8, they have one more oxygen than the ite version. Okay, so I hope this helps. If you have any questions, please go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, have a great day, everyone. Bye.